If I were to ask you, what is your understanding of the concept of values, a person's values? What sorts of words would you use? Rather than repeating the word values itself, what other words might express what I'm talking about? Because I want to make sure that we're on the same page as to what we are dealing with in this session when we talk about values. Throw out some words, both of you. What words come to your mind when you think about your values, somebody's values? Would you agree with me such things as principles, standards, morals, ethics are all alternative words that could be used for values? Would you agree with me that a person's values don't really change overnight quickly? Someone has said our values are caught, not taught. Not entirely sure about that, because I think there is something about the childhood developing stages of life where we do get the baton passed on to us initially in the early stages of childhood development. But definitely, I agree that as we grow up, we evolve our own values. But once those values are in place, those guiding principles as to how we are going to go on to do life, how we want to do life, they are our choices. And our values go to the core, the heart of us. They're pretty significant. They're pretty major. No one is going to talk us out of them very quickly overnight. I always say that no eloquent teacher, preacher is going to preach to us, talk to us, and cause us to change our values quickly. They may certainly give us a lot of food for thought, but we're not going to change those values very quickly. We will sit with, reflect on, ponder on the things that they have said, and over time we might change our values, but not quickly, because they go to the core of us. In this exercise, I would like you to begin to understand the concept of values and actually get to know what are your values. It is really important that you know your values because so often, unwittingly, unknowingly, you harbor, you carry deep within you some values that you may not own, they may not be visible until somebody trespasses on your values. And when people trespass on our values, we're going to know about it, and so often they're going to know about it. Even if we don't tell them so, our reaction, mannerism, interaction with them will often show the extent to which we are perhaps irritated by them because of what they have done, perhaps to undermine, to trespass, to trash our values. But so many of us are so nice that we say nothing to them. But your history, and they don't interact with you. What if that process is going on in so many of the different systems of life in which you interact, including with your partner, with your wife, with your husband, but you don't really understand and know and can identify why you've just reacted. You are reacting to them in the way that you are. Let's better understand some of these unconscious processes, like our values being trespassed upon, that might be triggering conflict, a withdrawal, a removal, an irritation. Is what I would like you to reflect on as we bring this part of the session to a close. In the cool light of day, when this part of the brain, the logical thinking, reasoning, cerebral cortex, frontal lobe of the brain, is the one that is logical and reasoning, helps you to make reasoned, thought through decisions. When that is online and you reflect and you're thinking in an intellectual way, many of you would likely say, no way am I going to get rid of any of my values. Why would I do that? They're core to me, they're dear to me. How dare you even ask me? Some of you will look at them and say, actually, trying to win and the competitiveness in me and various ones, they're more labor intensive. They're actually more impediments. No, actually, I am going to get rid of some of these. And you might have been willing to get rid of one because you could see how the other four can supplement that bit. No, it's enough. I can get rid of one. I might even have got rid of two. When you tried to get me to get rid of three, no, I didn't try to get you to. What I said was, I wonder if you're willing to. And so, how far did you go? Some of you didn't go, didn't get rid of any. Here's the point. In the cool light of day, when your logical brain is thinking through, you'd say, no, I'm not. Or maybe I'll get rid of one, but that's as far as I go. And yet, in the times of conflict between the two of you, are there some emotions or situations that get the better of you that causes you to do and say some things to your partner, towards your partner, that effectively means your action or inaction has caused you to trash, to undermine your own values that on another occasion you wouldn't give any thought to trashing your values and undermining your values. And yet, conflict, upset, in an emotional place, often when your logical thinking brain is going offline and you're working from something further back here, deeper in, called the limbic brain, the emotional brain, that causes you to do some things, say some things that trashes your values. I'd like you to reflect on that and then have a conversation together. Do you agree with me or disagree with me The very fact that we find ourselves doing and behaving in a particular way towards our partner, is it possible those behaviors, those actions, those inactions could be interpreted as actually trashing, undermining our own values, which we normally would not even contemplate doing, but find ourselves repeatedly doing in conflict situations?
Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage and want to give it your best shot. Perhaps you're in a partnership, a couple, and want to address some issues. Maybe it's a marriage, but it just ain't working too well. Are you a couple, but know it could be better? Consider a diagnosis, a form of MOT for the relationship. Want to limit passing on the stuff to the children, because we know that childhood development really does impact the shaping of us and how we go on to do adult life. Want to maximize the quality of your relationship. Perhaps communication just definitely is not working well. Conflict needs managing, needs resolving. Sex, the first casualty when there is conflict, may be something of a sense of a mismatch, but there are definitely some problems in sex. Maybe you're long time married and you've settled, but you know you haven't settled for good enough. Consider the Kairos Center video on demand program. In that program, you'll cover a lot of topics from A to Z, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your leisure, and have some periodical homework review sessions with me from time to time at your leisure. Maybe you would prefer secure webcam where one of you or both of you come for maybe weekly sessions. There's something for everyone in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Whether you're in a partnership, a marriage, these things are true. Marriage is not the coming together of two people. It's actually a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that is a formulation for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Also, Dr. Creflo Dollar has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add a little bit extra to that, you're destined to repeat the problems. So why not work through this partnership in order to address the issues, which is more about me than the other person, and then make an informed decision about what you do for the future of the relationship. Send me a message. It's time to get your quality of life and relationship back on a proper footing.